I feel really happy and really proud of myself because I made it so far.
I feel good.
I feel pretty accomplished with my results, and I'm pretty relieved that the test is over.
Well, I feel really happy that I got into the school I wanted to go and I got the result.
After seeing my results, I feel that after all my hard work, it's actually paid off.
I'm very proud of myself and it makes me relieved.
It definitely wasn't easy. It was quite hard. However, I can't really compare it with the previous years because I obviously haven't done it.
The English was basically like very, very similar. One of the passages I'd seen in the STDC already.
It was as per my expectation, and pre-uni also helped me a lot, so I was very confident in the test.
For GA, I found the hardest, and then I found math the easiest, and English and writing was sort of in between.
Well, math was easier than expected. English was the way I expected it to be, and GA was kind of hard, kind of easy. Some questions were really easy and others weren't.
This year's test, the English was more harder than the GA and the maths test because the GA and the maths were very straightforward and the English was a bit more complicated and
It was sort of different. As soon as we came out, we thought that the English wasn't really that hard, but as the results came,
some of them were long, some of them were short. The short ones, they had more meaning to them. In pre-uni, there was definitely similar texts in STDC, and that helped me answer the questions.
There were 8 reading materials in the test, which included short quotes, poems, and realistic fiction, and even graphs. And you had to answer the questions, you had to infer a lot.
There were around 2 comics, I think, and some information narratives. There was a couple of Aboriginal.
There were some poems, narratives, research texts, and there were about 6 or 7 of them.
in the maths test, I was expecting to see a lot of hard questions with lots of steps that you have to complete, but they were pretty straightforward and only required a bit of working.
The maths, if you went about it one way, you would get the right answer, but if you went about it a different way, but then you accidentally made a mistake somewhere along the lines, you'd get a different answer. If you did it correctly, you'd get A, but if you had one mistake, you get a B. I went through the questions that I knew I could do quickly, and then at the end I went through the ones that I thought I'd have a hard time with.
time limit was pretty scarce because for the first few questions, we wanted to make sure that they were all correct because we knew this was the final test and we couldn't mess up. So at the end, we just had to keep our head down and keep going.
And so if the question took a long time to work out, I would skip it, and then if I had time to come back, I would go back into it.
I handled the GA very well and I finished the test before time was up by 10 minutes, so it wasn't really much of a hindrance for me when doing the test. And I handled the time limit by knowing which questions I knew I could do immediately and which questions I couldn't do and came back to them later.
Yeah, I managed time. The main thing that you have to do is if you don't know a question, just try it and just keep on going. Don't spend too much time on one question or else you're going to get stuck and you're not going to be able to finish up all the other questions.
The pre-uni textbooks were really sufficient because they helped me cover a lot of different topics in one term, and they helped me focus on different parts of each topic, and that helped me a lot in the test.
I started pre-uni in year 5 and I attended WMG and STTC. It helped me with the basics of the tests of all the subjects.
The English ones helped a lot because it was really, really hard. Okay. But then so I do it and then I got a lot wrong and then I come back to it and then I get better.
The course helped me because the materials were quite similar to the selective test, and it has fundamental questions to advanced questions to get your mind going.
I think they were pretty like good, like even though there was like quite a lot of work, like doing it, like I got used to it and it was pretty good.
It was pretty close. For example, like the big competitions like ASAT, there were teachers patrolling around. They're similar to the real test, so yeah, it gave me a feel of the conditions of the real exam.
It was probably, STTC was probably harder, and that I think that prepared me more because in the start I didn't have very good time management skills, and when I attended STTC over a period of time, I increased my ability.
It definitely helped me through the exam because like it kind of showed me how it felt to be in an actual exam, and like I got used to it and it helped me to like time manage and everything. So I think it was a very good like course.
I encourage you to keep going even if you feel like you can't go on, and then push through and you'll get the results you deserve.
I would tell them to not focus on worrying about the question too much if you get to GA or maths, and maybe just if you don't know what it is, you just move on and then maybe come back to it later if you have time. Because if you keep puzzling over one question, then the rest of your test everything will probably go wrong after that because you would be so stressed.
Well, don't give up, just keep trying because your hard work will pay off if you just keep trying, and sometimes you might feel bored, but if you just keep trying then you get a good result in the end.
Studying a lot can help a lot because you're already used to the conditions and the types of questions, so you won't be as nervous.
My advice to the Year 5 students is that you should stay determined, stay healthy, and that you're not confused on a question, you're just doubting yourself on things.
Actually try to help yourself, not just try to finish the work, otherwise you won't learn anything and get good.
You have to actually want to be bothered to actually try to do it. Like if you're not bothered, like nobody who tries to help you will actually succeed if you don't actually want to take in their advice. Like you want to actually want to do it and you want to be determined to get it.